Post ready? All right, it's 7 o'clock. It's time to commence the Community Board 2 September meeting. So let me just welcome everybody. So let's just say the Pledge of Allegiance. Look at David Santoro, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Okay. Teresa, attendance?
Are we ready?
We're ready. Let's do it.
AJ. I know I saw his name up there.
I saw him. He's there. I
He's
saw
here.
his page. He's here.
All right. Alifi. Babashkin. I know I saw him.
Yep, I saw him too. I think
Balzano.
everybody's on mute. That's fine.
I don't know if anybody. Clift. Cognata.
I saw Dr.
I saw her
Cognata
too. No one's
too.
answering.
No, they're on mute. That's why.
But they have to come off mute in order.
Yeah.
to
Can
say
everyone
thank you.
can everyone unmute, or can the host unmute everybody for 30 seconds?
Okay. I'll start again. AJ. I know he's there.
He said unmute.
No, stop. You're not going outside.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll start with D'Amato. D'Amato. DiTrapani. Dolan. Dermaz. Fagan. Freeman. Hello. She's here. Okay.
Hi,
Somebody answered me. Garlisi. I know I saw him.
Roy's here. He's there. I see.
Genovese. Genta. Hennessy. Jones.
I saw Joan somewhere. Joan is there.
Marissa's here.
I saw her. Oh.
All right. Kang. Khalid. Lillian.
Yeah.
Okay. Lanza. Bliss. Markowski. McNamara.
Maybe I have to do it.
Mendy.
Oh.
Ninavaji.
Here.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
Orlando.
Awesome.
I'm here. Almost here.
Pacifici is here. Corral. Ruggiero.
Yeah.
Raju.
Yes, here.
Alec.
Yeah.
Santoro.
No, I mean, if they're speaking on both our phones, it's gonna.
Seminara. Sheen.
Tell them I'm here.
Proud.
Here.
Triano's here. Michelle. Wild. Zadarico. Zaboinski.
What's that?
Okay, that's it.
All right. Do we have close to a quorum that we could proceed?
Oh, Teresa.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
All right.
Yes,
All right. We're gonna
yes.
move. We're gonna move forward. The motion to accept the proposed agenda.
I accept.
David seconds it. Can
65 participants. That's not that many.
all right, 1 second, because there's a lot of background noise. Some people have two devices on and we're getting back.
Now they commute. They commute.
If everyone could, now you can all mute your phone.
Just unmute Collegio. Post.
Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, I'm for a few minutes, okay, and I'll shut up. All right, so go ahead, Deb.
I think it would be a good idea to ask anyone who is phoning in to give us their name, because we really don't have, it looks like 7, 8, 10 board members present. That doesn't seem right.
No, I think there's way more than that. I'm looking at everybody on the screen.
Maybe
So
we
yeah,
have some call-ins.
so if everyone that called in that's not on Zoom or use the Zoom number, that
Debbie, I have 17.
yes, she does.
2, 3, 4.
But Marissa Jones is a questionable because I don't see her.
No, you're right. That was a mistake.
I have 13.
Do I have 16? I'll
Okay.
go over with you after the meeting, Debbie.
43 members, we need a quorum to vote.
How many do we need? So we need at least 20.
43, yeah, so let's do the attendance again, if you don't mind.
No, by all means, otherwise we can't move forward. I agree.
Okay,
I see
everybody
Alan.
ready? I
All
think
right,
they
wait,
all have
wait,
to
wait,
be-
wait, Teresa, wait. Can the host now unmute everyone? Could you have control to do that? Alexandra?
Yes, everyone is unmuted now.
Everyone unmute.
I'm unmuting.
Well, they're all mute.
No,
I'm
they're
showing
not.
them as mute.
Okay, I'm gonna take attendance. If everybody's here, please just answer when I call your name. AJ,
Yes.
Alifi, Abashkin,
Here.
Antoinette,
Here.
Cliff,
Yeah.
Roseanne, Cliff. No. Cognata. I'm here. Collegio,
Here.
Yamato, Mr. Penny, Dolan, Dermott, Fagan, Freeman,
Here.
Garlisi, Genovese,
Yeah.
Genta,
Can you please help me? Do you hear me?
Hennessy, Jones, Kang, Khalid, Lillian,
Here.
Lanza, Liz, Markowski, McNamara, Mendy, Evaji,
Here.
Orlando, Pacifici, Perel,
Here.
Raju,
Here.
Ruggiero,
Yeah.
Salick, Santoro,
Here.
Seminara, Sheen, McNamara, Mendy, McNamara's here,
She's only counting the board members.
Traub,
Here.
me, Vicio, Wild, Zadarico, Zaboinski. Okay,
Teresa, did you get me?
who's that?
Sandy.
Yeah, I have you.
Okay.
Roseanne Clift.
Oh, you're here? Okay,
Yes. I keep getting disconnected. I'm sorry.
that's okay.
It's iPhone.
Can I ask a question?
I have 20, Debbie.
Can you hear me?
Yes, whoever's
Yeah,
talking.
we
I
can
can
hear
see.
you. Yeah,
My phone says Michael Pacheco, but it's Denise Pacheco from Assemblyman Michael Riley's office.
All right, we're just getting board members first, then we'll
Oh,
get
I'm sorry.
to the politician.
Debbie, what do you have?
Okay.
1 minute. Maybe we don't have a poll. We're close.
Debbie, you're on mute.
Debbie, we're good? We're gonna go?
It's counting up. I have 20.
I
Okay, all
have 22.
right.
You don't
We
have
got
enough.
we got enough?
Antoinette on this while I was taking the attendance. Okay.
Okay, all right, we're gonna go. Okay, motion to accept the proposed agenda. David, you had second that, right? David Santoro second that. Okay, the chair's report, just bear with me a moment. So first of all, I just want to thank everyone, welcome everybody to our September meeting. I do want to take a moment to acknowledge the passing of our esteemed member, Fred Junta's brother. Debbie sent an email out to the board members yesterday, and our condolences and our prayers are with Fred and his family. There was the information was in the email about the memorial and the burial and so on and so forth, if anybody wishes to attend. The board, I think we're sending a card. Terry, is that correct, Teresa?
It's already done.
Done. Okay, thank you. Good. Okay, so obviously we're going to be continuing these Zoom type meetings for the foreseeable future until we can meet as a group with this quantity of people without any without any safeguards or anything. But right now our guidance is we're going to be meeting like this, so you be on the lookout for the notices that Debbie will be putting out. The CB2 website is, as I keep saying, is the home of where all of the repository of the status of the board and all the things that we've been trying to do or not do, but that is the first place for you guys to look. It's cb2si.com. And thanks to Zay for Zoom, Dermaz, everything has been trying to be updated as current as we can. If something doesn't make sense, please let Debbie know. Committee chair and vice chair. We did assign a number of vice chair to all the committee to help the committee chairman get through any items that we may have to handle as a board. I did send out some requests this afternoon that we do need to have, the committees need to be able to do exactly what I'm doing here, to moderate a meeting with the committee and then collect whatever information or whatever items you guys would be voting on or recommendations for a matter that you guys had heard to bring it to the full board like we're doing here, and it'll wind up on the agenda. I'm not on mute, am I? No.
No.
No. And so Joel Traub and a few others have reached out to me, and we're going to try to set up a Zoom training session for the committee chair and vice chair, so everybody can learn how to access it and how to set up an account on your own, if necessary, to be able to conduct board business for the committee. If that's not possible, or if it's too much, please let Debbie know, and I'll have to either tack on that particular committee's meeting agenda on our board meeting somehow, either before, during, or after, so that you can get on this particular platform that we're doing now. We're just going to have to start earlier. That's all. So I want to make sure that we're doing everything correctly as far as the hearing of matters and the decisions and the votes and the public and the notices and all the things that we go through. Admittedly, the workloads dropped dramatically to zero since we had the pandemic, actually. So there's not a lot really going on. So it's a good time for us to learn and get our administrative processes and house in order. And that's what I've been trying to do all summer with Debbie. And you saw all the emails she sent out about the assignment to the committee, special committees. So if anybody has any questions on anything that we're trying to do, just reach out to either Debbie, and she'll reach out to me, and we'll discuss that as usual. So again, the meeting will be held virtually until further notice. The NYPD, in conjunction with Richmond County District Attorney Michael McMahon and the Central Family Life Center, will be hosting a Cash for Guns event on Saturday, September 19th from 10 to 4. At the last 3 Cash for Gun events, Staten Island collected over 200 guns, which were surrendered. There were no questions asked. Social distancing needs to be adhered to. I don't know how we return a gun social distancing, but that's how you're going to do it if you have it. Again, no questions asked. That's at the Central Family Life Center at Wright Street. I'm not sure where that is. If you go with a weapon or something like that, you'll get a $200 prepaid gift card, or a prepaid gift card if you have a rifle or a shotgun. So the bigger the weapon, the worse weapon you bring, the more money you'll get. Okay. So, as a reminder, the 2020 census is ending in September, which is in a couple of weeks, and it's critical that all New Yorkers are counted. There's a whole paragraph here for me to read, which I'm not going to do, because you got the idea. You probably got the census application in the mail. And the more people that respond, the more money that will be allocated to New York and the borough, and specifically Staten Island, hopefully CB2. So that's all I really had for the board, for the chair's comments and committee items here. So let me just get back to the agenda for a moment. We do have a
Robert?
Yep.
It looks like our new member is on.
Okay, that's what I was going to get to, which I just wanted to introduce our new member. Is he here? I don't see him. Deb, Antoinette, what is it? Terry, what's his name? I don't
Ben
see him.
Diamato, I saw him on page 2.
Okay. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay.
You got him?
Ben, yes, Mr. D'Amato, welcome to Community Board 2. Everyone on our meeting here, I want to introduce Mr. Ben D'Amato. He's our newest member to Community Board 2. He's currently assigned to the Environmental Committee, working with Mr. Ninavaji as a board member to that committee. So he'll be reached out. So welcome and thank you. Again, feel free to reach out to Debbie if you have any questions on anything. And our website is where there's the home where all of the stuff that we do and don't do is located. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Okay. All right. We have 2 presentations tonight. One is the New York City Department of Environmental Protection will present the PS 317 Victory Boulevard Pump Station project. Is anyone here from DEP?
Yes, Robert Olivari.
Okay. Hi, Robert. How are you?
Good.
Go ahead. You have a few minutes and we'll just shut you off when we had enough. So go ahead.
Well, I'm the Staten Island representative for DEP. I won't be giving the presentation. One of my coworkers, Steve, will be doing that. I saw him on here earlier. I think he might still be muted.
No, I'm unmuted.
Oh, there you go.
Where are you? I don't see you. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I see. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
All right.
Please, go ahead.
And just one other thing, this is Matthew Osid. I'm also with DEP.
Hi, Matthew.
I work with Steve. So if there's any questions at the end, Steve and I can answer, but we may both be needed.
Okay, so this is just a public information session here for this. I don't know that the board needs to take an action or even vote on this, but please proceed with your presentation. Debbie's nodding ahead that we do, so we're going to vote. Okay. Go ahead, please. Go ahead, Steve.
Yes. Now, in terms of the presentation, I thought it was going to be put up on the board. I don't know if there's possibility of sharing screens or.
I did receive an email of what is going to be presented, but I wasn't told I was going to be the presenter.
Steve, you could probably share your screen. We have the ability remotely to share.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay.
The green button in the middle of your screen on the bottom.
Do you have your presentation?
Yeah. Let me
Okay,
just open up. Okay, I requested to share screen. It says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Okay.
So I think on your side, you have to allow me to share screen.
Yeah, I'm not the host, so I think we're going to have to just work our way through it. If you can just describe for us what the project.
Okay, sure. What I will do, I will try the best in terms of describing. They had a lot of pictures that went along with the presentation. Disabled participant screen sharing. Okay. I'm going to try again, screen share.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, nothing's happening, so.
Go ahead. Debbie did share it with everybody, so the board will get it.
It should work now if you try again.
Try it again. Okay, are you able to see it?
Not yet.
All right, you should be able to see a screen. One moment.
Hi, Lauren.
Is anyone able to see it?
Nope.
Nope.
All right, you're still seeing I guess, all the faces.
Everybody, I see the whole board and the visitors. So go ahead. We have it electronically, so.
Yeah, Steve, why don't you just go through the slides?
It's coming up. There it is. There you go.
There you go.
All right. There's the traffic. There it is.
All right. Now, the little quirky problem is that it has to be the top. Okay, there you go. We're good.
Are you?
This is my screen. I'm sharing my screen because I have the presentation. Is this what you want to do, Steve?
Awesome.
That's it. Excellent. Yep, that's it.
All right, let me know as you want to scroll down.
Will do. Will do. All right. Thanks a lot.
Good. Go ahead.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for having us here tonight. Of course, my name's Steve Elipierre, and I'm the accountable manager for this job, this contract, PS 317, which is for the reconstruction of the Victory Boulevard pump station. And Matthew identified himself, portfolio manager at DEP. And next screen. Okay. As you may know, DEP is responsible for delivering over 1 billion gallons of drinking water per day to over 9 million New Yorkers. And I'm just starting off in terms of committee members who aren't familiar with DEP and what we do. In terms of delivering the water to New York City area, this is done we manage 19 reservoirs, mostly upstate, and 3 controlled lakes, with a storage capacity of over 58 billion gallons. For the wastewater side, DEP treats an average of 1.3 billion gallons of wastewater per day, and that's done by operating. We have 14 wastewater treatment facilities located throughout the 5 boroughs, and in addition to that, works in conjunction with 96 pump stations that conveys the wastewater flow to the treatment plant. And Victory Boulevard is one of the treatment plants. And of course, DEP also, we work to reduce air, noise, and hazardous materials pollution, mostly through enforcement. Okay, next slide. This is a map showing the various locations of the 14 treatment plants. And if you look at the bottom left-hand side, you'll see Staten Island. See a little box, Victory Boulevard Pump Station. That's the approximate location of the pump station. And where you see the large red star, that is the treatment plant that the flow eventually from Victory Boulevard makes its way for treatment. And that is Port Richmond Wastewater Treatment Facility. Next slide.
Port Richmond.
Yes, Port Richmond. This slide shows Staten Island on the left-hand side, more or less in the yellow approximate location of the Victory Boulevard pump station. It serves the Travis, Chelsea local area of Staten Island. On the right-hand side, I know it may be a little hard to see, but it's zoomed out of the Travis, Chelsea area. The pump station is located around the red arrow, and it's right off of exit 7 off the West Shore Expressway.
Yep, I can see it. Yep.
Yep, just to give individuals an idea of where it is. And it's on the west side of the expressway.
That's west of 440, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Next slide. This is a zoomed in view of the Victory pump station. It's where you have the yellow rectangle. Just north of that is Pratt Industries. I believe that's the paper mill. Victory Boulevard, the pump station is located on the right of way of Victory Boulevard. And I gave more or less an estimate of 80 feet at the edge of the right of way, the width of the street, just to get an idea of the right of way. Next slide. This is views of the pumping station looking from Victory Boulevard on the upper left-hand side. The pump station is relatively middle-aged at 32 years old. It was constructed in 1989. It is a sanitary type pump station serving residential, commercial, and industrial users. And the receiving facility I mentioned earlier, it's Port Richmond. The structure itself, it's a partial above ground pump station with a separate electrical vault, has a valve vault and wet well, and all of that is located underground. Current number of pumps, there are 3 submersible pumps. General description of the pump station. I mentioned it's Travis, Chelsea area of Staten Island. And it's zoned, it's industrial zoned. It's currently the location of the pump station. And I just wanted to point out, after Superstorm Sandy, most of the electrical was underground in the electrical vault. It was partially flooded, so since then, all the electrical have been relocated above ground, and that's something that needs to be addressed.
And this collects all the sanitary waste and sends it to Port Richmond facility? Is that how that works?
Correct, yes. What it does is it will pump into downstream sewers that eventually makes its way to the
Port Richmond
facility.
Thank
Correct.
you. Okay.
Next slide. These are various components of the currently station. You have the Con Ed meters and the electrical controls on the upper left-hand side. You have a few pictures of the wet well hatches that go down into the wet well and the various vaults. And you can see on the bottom right-hand side, the valve chamber. Okay, next slide. If I'm rushing through it, just let me know and I'll slow down.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you.
Well, for the project elements for Victory Pump Station, it is a state of good repair. So the job needs to be done due to the age. Of course, you have deteriorating conditions of the pump station. And it's been identified by the BWT, which is the group that operates it. It needs full rehabilitation and reconstruction of the pump station. And part of the design, it needs to meet certain design criterias from BWT. That's a Bureau wastewater treatment. One criteria is N+2 pump requirements. That N+2 pump requirements, it means basically you're going to have 1 or 2 pumps in operation, and you need to have 1 pump on standby and 1 pump spare, and that's for.
Whoa.
We need to provide dual power service when available from Con Ed.
Dan.
For this pump station, we're lucky they have 2 feeders coming in from Con Ed.
How many states?
We need provisions to incorporate an emergency generator. We have to increase, of course, implement new safety standards that have changed since the first build of the original station. And what we do during the design build, we design for 50-year structural life with 20 years mechanical and electrical life. And the 50 years is significant because it ties with the flooding elevation that we have to build for. And of course, we have to meet critical flood elevations, levels. I'll go into that. They have a few slides. And it's important to bring the electrical room, the electrical components above ground because of flooding. Of course, the new design also, we have to provide all new equipment, mechanical, electrical, mechanical being the submersible pumps in the wet well. We have sump pumps, valve actuators, piping, HVAC, plumbing systems all need to be new. Likewise, for the electrical, we have the motor control centers, MCC, level controls in the wet well, generator, and LED lighting in the electrical building that is going to be all new and incorporated. Another important element of implementing is that we have to put in sustainability requirements as part of the design to meet new local law 9094. And another important item that needs to be done is maintaining the pumping operations during the construction of the pump station. So we can't stop pumping the flow eventually into the receiving sewers. So that has to be maintained throughout the full construction period. Okay, next slide. Okay, I mentioned designing for 50-year structural life, and the map on the right-hand side shows the proximate area of Victory Boulevard Pump Station. It borders Zone X, which is the 500-year floodplain, 2% chance of annual flood. And you could see Zone AE, which is the 100-year floodplain. So the pump station is in Zone X, very close to the Zone AE. And that's important because we have the FEMA base elevation of where the pump station is, that is 12 feet. So if you look down at their sea level rise adjustment of critical flood elevation, that table shows you what you need to design the pump station for if you're designing for a structure of 50 years. So end of useful life, that's between the year 2070 and 2099. So as part of design, added to the 12 feet base flood elevation, we need to add 24 inches freeboard. In addition, we need to add 28 inches of sea level rise adjustment. So we have the new elevation, the critical flood elevation 50 years down the line, it's going to be 16.33. So we have to design the pump station to meet that minimum requirement. And I have on the new design, it says tub top elevation wall. I'll go into it at 17 feet. That's going to be a location where the generator is going to be put in when needed, the emergency generator. The first floor of the electrical room is at elevation 17, which meets the flood criteria, the critical flood elevation, sorry, of 50 years down the line. And also the valve vault, the top slab, will also be 17, meeting the criteria. Next slide.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
This is just a recommendation. And rather than get into the full report in full detail, can you just summarize, because we do have other items on our agenda tonight.
Sure, okay.
And we do have this electronically, and I didn't want to waste your time, and everyone here, if we have it, if you can just summarize the back end of this, and then we can.
Okay, well, how about pictures?
Fine, that's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So this is the picture of the new proposed pump station. I'll go through the items. The existing structure is here. We're going to keep that footprint.
Steve, I think you need to move forward a few slides.
Okay. Okay. Well,
you go to the renderings, which I don't recall what slide number that was, but keep going forward.
Right here. Okay, so I have, well, two renderings of the proposed pump station. So this is Victory Boulevard looking east. As you can see, the new above ground electrical building for the pump station. So that would meet the criteria for the flood elevation. And on this side here, behind the fence, that is where the tub is going to be, where operations will be able to just pull in the trailer mounted generator when needed. If the forecast calls for upcoming storms, they'll pull in that trailer mounted generator. It will be watertight around the four sides, and the pump station will be able to operate.
So that's for 24/7 operation in the event of a hurricane or a storm or something like that.
Exactly, correct.
Awesome. Very good.
Okay. Good. And this is the other view of the pump station looking west along Victory Boulevard. And that is the rendering that we will be sending over the PDC for the new pump station.
What is the status of this project right now?
Okay, I have the status. These are the architectural elements. I'm not going to go through it.
Right.
Okay, the status of the pump station right now, we have, of course, we're looking to submit to PDC early fall.
This year?
Yes, this year, fall 2020. We're going to try to do it hopefully next month.
Design or construction?
This is this is the construction contract. We're going to put it out so PDC approves the construction contract with the proposed renderings.
So this is designed already, or is it going to be a design build?
No, it's at the next, you can see design completion. It's currently in design right now.
Okay.
Right. So we have to put out the construction contract.
Got it.
So design completion is November 2020. And when it says procurement start, that's where we have to put together the construction contract. They'll go out for bid. It takes a little while to actually select the bidder and so forth. So we're looking at the start of construction when that's done, December 2021, so the end of next year. And substantial completion, that date means when the pump station will be able to be taken over by BWT. So the construction period is approximately 2 years, and we have 1 additional year for final completion closeout. And that's really administrative on DEP's side.
And the existing pump station will remain in operation while this is being built?
Exactly. Yeah, that's an important part of it. So that's critical.
And then what happens to the existing? Do they stay operational cycle, or does that just get removed?
No, the existing, what we're going to do with the existing, it will be mothballed. What I mean by that, we're not going to demolish the, of course, the existing is underground. So we're not going to demolish the structure, because if needed in the future, if that drainage area has additional, let's say, population growth, which you have additional stormwater or wastewater coming into, we will be able to use the existing wet well of the older station to increase the capacity without having to build a whole new
one, right?
Exactly.
Thank you. Okay.
So last slide, of course, questions. That's it. I was using my own slide, so.
This was good. Very good.
Yeah.
Is this funded for construction?
Yes, it is funded for construction. But then again, currently what New York City is experiencing with the budget, we have to see. But so far, we have the green light.
Okay.
I have some questions.
Sure.
I want to know, how many pumping stations do we have on Staten Island?
Oh, Staten Island, I'm off the record. I'm not sure, but I would say approximately probably 10 pump stations.
10. And how many wastewater stations?
There are 2.
Is that in Oakwood, the other one? Oakwood and Richmond?
Exactly. The other one in Staten Island is Oakwood Beach. So there's Port Richmond and Oakwood Beach. Oakwood Beach satisfies, it takes the drainage from the southern part, or mid and southern part of Staten Island.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, 1 second. So we happen to have, I think we have visitors from Travis within whose town this pump station actually will reside or will reside in. Gene, are you still on with us? If you guys, if Travis had any questions or
Yes,
any comments?
yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. I have 2 questions. Okay, we have the Cannon Avenue pumping station, which is directly almost across the street from my house. And I'm sure that it interacts with the Victory Boulevard pumping station. My main question or concern is whenever Con Ed loses power, okay, that pumping station goes out of service. And if it's out of the Cannon Avenue pumping station I'm talking about, if it goes out of service for more than a half an hour, the low-lying homes on Cannon Avenue,
they flood.
begin to flood. Okay, I have, through Councilman Matteo, and I may have even brought it up to the community board, asked for DEP to put in an ATS system, an automatic transfer system that would automatic. There are generators at that site, but we have to contact DEP. DEP has to get people in from Oakwood to start up those generators to get them back online. I've been asking for an automatic transfer system for years. I can't see in this day and age why we don't already have one, but that's one concern. My other concern would be, will the Victory Boulevard station have an ATS system? Because if they go at us offline, I mean, then the whole system goes downtown. So that is, we have a brand new sewer system going in through Travis, and that's all well and good, but it's only as good as that pumping station remaining online.
Yep. Good question, Gene. Thank you. Steve? You mute.
Steve is muted.
Yeah, Steve is muted.
Steve, you're on mute. You need to unmute yourself, please.
Okay, I'm unmuted.
Go ahead. You heard.
Yes, the Victory Boulevard pump station, what they're going to do, again, when there's an upcoming, let's say, storm, they're looking at the forecast, they will, and the generator will be new to Victory Boulevard pump station, but it will not be there permanently. So upcoming storm, what they would do is...
I mean, you have to think about it.
Excuse me? Well, I heard someone in the background. So what they will do is they will park the generator into that tub, okay? This is not the day of the storm. They're gonna plan this out and it'll actually be there and they'll make all the connection and it will have the automatic transfer switch to coincide with the feed coming in from Con Ed in case we lose power from Con Ed.
Thank you. Okay.
What about the local pumping stations? If they lose power, I mean, there's one on Roswell Avenue, there's one on Cannon Avenue, and as I heard, I think there may be 8 more that would have the same problem.
Yeah, Staten Island, I'm not familiar with all the pump stations, but I know that Staten Island does have some privately owned pump stations also. Some pump stations are not owned by DEP.
Well, the ones I'm referring to are definitely DEP, and I formally request an automatic transfer system at Cannon Avenue.
Okay.
Okay, tomorrow.
Whatever that's worth.
Yeah, we could reach out to certain individuals, but Cannon Avenue, I'm not sure if if there is current design going on for Cannon Avenue that would address that issue, but that's some information we could get.
Okay, I'd appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Frank, yeah, 1 second. I just want to close the screen so I can see the rest of the board. Mr. Ninivati, okay, good, awesome, okay. All right, Gene, that was it. Thank you very much. Diane, you have a question?
Yes, why is the generator have to be carted in the event of an emergency? Is there only like one for multiple locations? So what happens in an event like Superstorm Sandy where we're being hit all over? There's not enough generators to go around?
No, this generator is going to be sized specifically for that station. But the problem with generators, they need maintenance once in a while. So it has to be sent back to the shop to be maintained.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else have any questions or comments before we move this to a vote? No? Okay. So typically, since we started the environmental committee, this would be under Frank Ninivaggi's wheelhouse, but since it came directly to the board, I will take this now and propose that the board vote on the New York City Department of Environmental Protection, Pump Station 317 at Victory Boulevard Station. Vote yes if you're in favor and vote no if you're not. Teresa, are you still with us? Okay,
I'm here.
good. Okay, please take a vote. Board members only try to vote. Don't try to sneak in. Okay.
Okay, and when I call you, you have to unmute so that I could hear your answer.
Okay.
AJ,
Yes.
Alifi's not here. Babashkin,
Yes.
Balzano, Antoinette,
Yes.
Cliff, Roseanne, Cognata. I'm not.
She's here, Dr.
No,
Kite.
both of them are here.
I see her.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Got
Okay.
you.
Roseanne, are you here? Collegio,
Yes. Yes.
Diamato,
Yes.
DiTrapani,
Yes.
Dolan is not here. Durmas,
Yes.
Fagan's not here. Freeman,
Yes.
Garlisi, Roy. I know Roy. You have to unmute, Roy. I can see him, but he can't. Genovese,
Yes.
Fred's not Hennessy. Jones is not here. Kang isn't here. Collad's not here. Lillian,
Yes.
Lance is not here. Liz Markowski,
Yes.
McNamara, Mendy,
Yes. Yes.
Nivavaji, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Orlando's not here. Pacifici, Perel,
Yes.
Raju,
Yes.
Ruggiero,
Yes.
Salick, Ed. I know he was here. Santoro.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. Seminara's not here. Sheen, Traub,
Yes.
Triano, yes. Vicio's not here. That's it.
Teresa, Zafir's here. Zafir Durmaz is
Is
here.
there, I got Durmaz. Is there anybody I missed?
Gracias the King. I'm here.
Who?
Kang. Kang.
Oh, Kang?
Hi.
Okay, yes?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Roy, your phone, your mute button.
Roy, you're
I
on
can't-
mute. Roy, give us a thumbs up if you're in favor of it. Thumbs up. Okay, gave us a
Okay.
thumbs up. All right, we're good.
All right, I got him. And Roseanne?
I don't see her, so I can't even ask her.
Get Roseanne.
No.
All right. So I
Okay.
got
Okay, is
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, we have 26. We're good. We're good.
Okay, so looks like we're gonna build a pump station one of these days.
a good one.
Okay, good one.
Find money.
Traveling generator. Okay. Good. All right, you'll be getting correspondence from Debbie. I think. we're good.
Okay.
Thank you,
everyone.
for your presentation.
Thank
Come
you.
back, Gene. You make sure it doesn't leak, Gene. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Good night,
We have one more presentation, which I'm told will be pretty quickly. Is Steve Williams here?
Yes, folks. How you doing? How you doing?
Oh,
Steve
very good.
Williams
Hi,
here.
Steve. How are you? You're going to talk
you
about the Taxi Limousine Commission Accessible Dispatch Program. Correct?
Yes, folks. This is going to be very brief. I'm going to share my screen.
Good. Okay,
Right?
good.
Okay, great.
I think
Awesome.
you have screen right, so you not. You will.
Do you see it here?
Nope. Alexandra, can you give Steve screen sharing rights, please?
I did send my presentation over to Deborah just in case.
Okay.
If,
Yeah, we do have it. So for the record, so if you want to, okay, it's coming up. Here we go.
Okay,
Frank,
great.
thank you, Frank.
well, that's a okay. Well, that's a different one, but that's okay. I'll just talk briefly because I don't have a lot of time. But anyway,
Good.
hi folks. My name is Stephen Williams. I represent the Accessible Dispatch Program. This is a program that connects the community to wheelchair accessible taxis. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It operates in all the 5 boroughs. There's no enrollment necessary. Everyone is eligible. Passengers pay only the metered fare, even though these cars are larger and they can hold a wheelchair plus additional passengers.
Wow,
People
good.
pay the same fare as they would with a regular taxi. All the drivers are trained in wheelchair securement, which is awesome. And they all go through wheelchair training securement when they secure their licenses. This service is on demand. Also, you can go with advanced reservations as well. You can access service by getting access to our website, www.accessibleddispatch.com, or via the mobile app. Or you can call our call center at 646-599-9999. If you have any questions, you can definitely call up our dispatch call center, or you can email them at accessibleddispatch@mtm-inc.net. But definitely, so I encourage you folks to reach out to our call center to get more information about this fantastic program.
Thank you very, very much. That's a great thing. It really is. Really
Yeah,
is
thank
great.
you so much.
Very
Yeah.
good. Very good. Good luck with that program. Anyone have
Thank
any
you.
questions for Steve before we close this one out?
Real quick,
Yes, Eddie.
Accessoride, is this anything to do with Accessoride as well?
It's a great question. This is separate from Accessoride. Accessoride you have to qualify for. This is available for the entire community.
Anybody. Right? It's like
Anyone
Uber.
can use it. Yeah, and you
Like
don't have to
Uber
be
for accessible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar to Uber in that we have an app, but this is just a way of the TLC making transportation available for everyone.
Everybody.
People who use wheelchairs and other mobility devices. Correct.
That's in all 5 boroughs, huh?
Yes, correct. That is correct.
Awesome.
Even
That's very
Staten
good.
Island too. I know you
Yeah,
guys.
well,
People
I
forget
didn't
about
want to.
Staten
I didn't
Island,
want
right?
to just say that. That's why I said all 5. I wanted to not start a war.
Yeah, it's
yes,
true.
you're right.
That's
Thank
true.
you very
That's
much. Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone? Thank you very much, Frank. Thank you, Frank. Anyone have any other questions for Steve before we shut him off? Okay. All right. Let's try to move on here. Then I think that ends the presentation, and we have our feature presentation tonight is our land use chair, David Santoro, will present Ridgeway Avenue. David, are you still
Hi,
with
everyone.
us?
I'll
there
try
we
and breeze through this really quickly. So we had one item on our land use committee meeting agenda. It was BSA calendar number 2020-51-BZ, 95 and 105 Ridgeway Avenue, block 2610, lot 50. The application was a proposed self-storage warehouse, UG16, with access provided through an R32 zoning district that is contrary to section 22-10ZR. So we held our land use meeting on September 1st, where the applicant's representative, who was their attorney, gave a presentation and attempted to answer some of our questions, although most of the questions we asked were essentially taken under advisement. In sum, the applicant seeks to build a self-storage facility adjacent to a residential development. The only access to the facility would be via Ridgeway Avenue, a street lined with residential homes, and all vehicles, trucks, etc., going into the facility, which incidentally would be operational 24/7, would have to drive through this residential street to get to the site. The exemption sought relates to this access, and the proposed use would be as of right, but for the required access through the residential area. The application was originally made in 2015. However, it was put on hold due to a change in the ownership group of the property. The Land Use Committee unanimously passed a resolution to oppose the application, 14 votes in favor of the opposition, 0 votes against the opposition. So we're going to take a full vote today. A yes vote is a vote in opposition to the project. Okay, so it's a little awkward, but just remember, if you vote yes, you're opposing the application.
David, the applicant's not present tonight, is that
The
correct?
application is not present.
Okay, so I just wanted the people from Travis to Gene, everyone to know that the applicant's not here, so we're gonna move this along, okay? Okay, David, what do
Can
you?
I ask a question?
Okay,
Yes, Frank?
I'm sorry, what was the recommendation coming out of committee?
The recommendation coming out of the committee was 14-0 in opposition to the project. So we voted in favor to oppose the project.
Right. The opposite, whatever you think, it's the opposite.
Yes to oppose.
Yes to oppose.
And is it too much to ask why?
Yes, because this
too much.
project is adjacent to a residential community of townhomes, and the only way in and out to get to this self-storage unit would be to have a parade of trucks and cars 24/7 through
Understood.
the
Thank you.
residential area.
Got
Thank
it?
you very much. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Frank, David?
Ready?
Yes.
It's all yours, Dave, go ahead.
Ajayi.
Are we ready to vote?
Wait, time out,
Yeah.
David. Terry will take the vote. I just want you to make the motion.
Okay. Yeah. So I move for a full board vote.
Okay.
Okay.
Robert, question.
Yes, Joe?
Isn't there a way to phrase this so that people don't have to say
not-
yes to say no?
It's not confusing. You're right.
Yes,
I
but
agree.
We get caught in this mess all the time. There has to be some way to say
agree.
this so people can say yes or people can say no.
Well, how about you say in favor or in opposed?
Right,
And if it's
exactly.
opposed,
Okay,
we'll
fine.
make that a yes.
Exactly.
All right.
And then the land use chair will figure out, we're either agreement or we're not in agreement, and he'll just have to figure out what we meant, okay? Okay, we don't want to see it there. If we see it there, then we voted wrong.
Okay. Are we ready?
Go ahead.
Yes.
David, go ahead.
AJ. AJ.
Right.
Oppose.
Thank you. Babashkin.
Yes.
In favor or
In
opposed?
favor or opposed?
We passed yes.
In favor? Okay. Balzano. Antoinette. Okay. Clift. Cognata.
What happened?
I don't know where everybody is.
Thumbs up or thumbs down, Dr. Cognata?
Yes to oppose.
Yes
Okay.
to oppose, right.
Collegio.
Yes to oppose, what the doctor said.
Diamato.
Wrong.
Oppose.
DiTrapani.
Yes to oppose.
Dermaz.
Oppose.
Freeman.
Yes to oppose.
Garlisi.
Oppose.
Genovese.
Oppose.
Kang. Kang.
He's here.
All right, let me just put him aside for now. Lillian.
Yes to oppose.
This is confusing. Markowski.
Opposed.
Okay. Mendy.
Oppose. Yes to oppose. Vehemently opposed.
Demon.
No vehemently.
It's even more confusing.
Counts
now.
double.
No vehemently.
Minavagi.
Demons.
Frank Minavagi.
Opposed.
Opposed. Okay. Harrell. Harrell. Raju.
Oppose.
Ruggiero.
Opposed.
Salick. Ed. Ed, you're on mute. All
Ed
right.
Salick is on mute.
Santoro.
Opposed.
Traub,
Opposed.
Triano opposed. Okay, that's it. I'll try with Debbie to get the ones we're missing.
All right, so.
Excuse me, did you call me?
McNamara,
Yes.
go ahead, tell me what you want.
Opposed.
Okay.
Did we miss any, did we miss anybody?
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't have,
opposed to the
I
Kang.
don't have
I'm
an
opposed.
Antoinette.
Wait,
Kang.
Terry, wait 1 minute. Kang is opposed. He just voted.
Okay. I don't have Antoinette. Roseanne Clift. Perel. And Ed, who's on mute.
Eddie Salick, you're on mute. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, Eddie. Be careful what you do. Down, he says.
Down.
You don't want it. You don't want it.
Okay. All right, she'll get the other two. Okay.
All right, is Debbie still here? Debbie?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay, these boxes keep moving. So Ed, Joe Markowski's right. Things are confusing enough. So when we get these things and you and I go through them, I want to make sure that they're in English so we understand.
They have to be worded clearly.
We don't have to play Scrabble and how to vote for something. Okay? Simple.
We don't have a vote from Carlisi, and he's here now. Anyone who was at the land.
Roy, thumbs
Roy
down.
did one.
Golisi's opposed.
Yes.
He's opposed. So I would assume, and forgive me if I'm not correct, that anyone who voted opposed to this project at land use is opposed today,
That's fair.
Yes.
right? Okay.
I
And
have
if they change their mind, I want to know who they are.
I don't think anyone's changing their mind. We've been voting opposed to this project since
Right.
2015.
That's right. That's right. Okay. All right, before we go backwards and start reading it backwards, David, anything else?
That's it.
The motion, I don't even know what is the motion to object. Is
The motion to oppose is carried with 21 votes.
Okay. David, is that it? To land
That's
use? Thank you very, very much, David. Appreciate your efforts there.
And so I went upstairs to the boiler.
Okay, that actually completes the first 6 items on the agenda, believe it or not. So we're up to item 7, which is the public session. Did anyone sign in that, for an item that we haven't discussed or really has a burning desire to say something? We'll give you the floor now, but if we already took a motion on the things on the agenda, the public record's closed. We've already taken care of our business. So if there's something new, somebody that signed in that wants to speak.
Debbie, does Jermaine get the email? I know he hadn't gotten them a few times because I sometimes will send it to him, but this time I didn't. He likes to speak for HRA.
Yeah,
Does
I
he
know
get-
that. There's no.
No, he is on my group contact list. I will check.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Also, just Rob.
Yeah.
Ann just texted me. She's opposed.
And Antoinette?
Project, yeah.
Okay, good. All right, Teresa, that takes care of that item then, okay? We're not visiting
Yeah, I
it.
just have Clift and Perel on that one that didn't answer.
Okay, I saw Perel on the screen.
He was here. I don't know what happened to him.
All right, I normally get the clipboard with, the politicians and all them people. I don't have anything, so I can't tell who's here and who's not here. There was a link that in the invite for people that were going to show up. So I'm going to assume whoever was here at the last meeting represented all the elected officials is here one way or another, because I have no way of knowing. We're not going to go through
Could you
this.
guys hear me? I have a question. I'm new to the,
Wait, where are you? Alan? Is that Alan?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I finally got this off mute. Yes, I oppose. Okay.
Okay, good. We got it. We're in. Got that, Teresa? Alan Perel opposed?
Got it.
Okay.
Could you
did
guys
somebody-
hear me?
We can, yeah.
Okay, I'm new to the community board hearing for this evening. I have a question in regards, I don't know if you guys rule on this decision or was brought to your community board decision.
Yeah, one second. Who are you and where? I'm looking for you on the screen.
My name is Christopher Piazza.
Oh, okay. I see you, Chris. Okay, I got you. Go ahead.
Okay, great. I live in Dongan Hills. The new DEP project that's being done along Highland Boulevard, is that brought to your board's, to your guys' table? Is there any of those?
It hasn't been recently. We typically would get building construction notices of traffic,
Well, this is the whole Sandy, a part of the DEP, the water, the whole project they've been doing. as far as Sandy concerns, with
Okay.
leveling all the wetlands.
Okay.
I was just curious, they mentioned it, I spoke with a regional manager that's actually doing the work on the area, and they mentioned that I should mention it to the community board. Has the DEP brought paperwork or findings of what they're actually doing? I represent my community in Dongan Hills. We have a 62-unit HOA, and 5 steps away is part of that wetlands that they're knocking down, and they're revamping it for a pond, for the water pond, and for a potential walkway off of Highland Boulevard.
Yeah, I know.
Is that under your guidance?
Well, that may have come before us. So I would suggest that you give Debbie a call tomorrow and give her the address, and she can research what actions they'll tell you what to do, how to contact DEP or what your concerns
What
are.
did you press? On the screen too.
And we have Mr. Ninavaji, she's the chair of our environmental committee, who's a couple of towns over, who might be able to help you out as well. So I recommend that you contact Debbie Errico tomorrow. She's the community chair. Okay?
Hey, Robert, wouldn't that have been brought to the board?
I'm pretty sure it was. I mean, those projects are pretty significant down there.
Of course, and I think it's part of the Blue Belt
The
development.
Blue
isn't
Belt.
it?
Yeah, I was going to say Jack Bokrell was the champion of all the Blue Belt projects, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Those would have been brought to the board probably years ago.
But what is your concern? Because you want to know what they're doing?
Exactly. Yeah, I have 62 homeowners that are walking out their door now, and they're
Wondering.
leveling. I mean, they're
All right,
asking the
Can
contractors
I
every
say
day.
something, please?
Diane, please go ahead.
Dee Vandenberg, if you go on Facebook at the Staten Island Taxpayers Association,
Yep.
she's been involved with the Blue Belt for 20 years. So I know she spoke to my civic numerous times on the topic. So if you go on the Staten Island Taxpayers Association page, you can reach Dee Vandenberg and ask her, and she will be able to answer most of your questions and maybe be willing to come out and speak to your group.
And Debbie, this is the same project that we had, that they sent me the information on the trailer. You remember they wanted to locate the trailer? And we had approved that trailer location down there, all over the boulevard.
Be right.
The office trailer.
There are a couple of projects right now on Highland Boulevard, so I'm not really which one he's talking about. It could be the one at Last Chance Pond.
It's across the street from the Staten Island Little League.
Yep.
Yes, if you don't mind sending me an email, then I can forward you the information I have, Christopher.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, and as Diane points out, Dee Vandenberg is the bigger mouthpiece on that stuff too, right, Di?
Rob, can you hear me?
Yes, Roy, how are you?
Fine. Listen, that project is Last Chance Pond that Lou Caravone and the Beechwood Manor Group has been working on for 30 years.
30 years. So is it
Right.
under construction or almost done?
Yes, the construction is being done. What it's going to do, as the gentleman mentioned, there will be a pond up in there where
Nice.
people can walk along and everything. But all that water that's flowing down through there, they're going to improvise and send it down to the ocean.
And
That's
down to the
why it's
bay.
all
Okay.
clear,
Good.
right?
Good. Okay.
That's going to be for flood control.
Flood control. But it is part of the Blue Belt, as Frank pointed out. So
Exactly.
Good. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, we gave you a little nugget to start this interesting research. So it certainly came before the board, Chris. I want you to know that. Okay. All right. Anything else? Any other speakers? Anybody else? The elected officials and politicians, consider yourself in attendance for the Community Board 2 meeting for the record. Okay. Harry?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Bob, if you look at the chat, a number of people said that they wanted to speak during the public session.
Okay. All right. Hold on.
Chat.
Okay. Hold on. All right. I'm looking at the chat now. Hold on. Sharon, one second. I'm trying to just do this orderly because otherwise.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Sharon Pope Marshall.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Loud and clear. You can speak.
Oh, okay. Good evening, and thank you very much for the opportunity to speak. My name is Sharon Pope Marshall. You know what? I'm just trying to undo my video. I am the Director of Community Outreach for okay, great. I'm the Director of Community Outreach for Bike New York, and I'm happy to be here this evening. And just as an aside, I'm a community board member at a different community board myself. actually almost for 2 decades, and we can never get those resolutions right where you're voting and the opposed. And you know what? If you figure out something, I'm going to be
We'll let you
around.
know. We'll let you know. That's always a thumbs up, thumbs down.
Really, it's. I always have to ask. Every time they call my name, I always have to ask because I want to make sure that I'm voting correctly.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Okay.
So I just wanted to tell you, something that you already know, that our beloved city continues to be terribly, terribly impacted by the COVID pandemic. And Bike New York has cycled the streets of the Big Apple since 1977. We've been around that long. We know New York is tough because we are all New Yorkers and we're just that tough. And as cyclists, what we do best is we cycle forward. It is therefore with no small amount of pride that Bike New York is indeed excited to announce our first virtual cycling event, which is called Spoketober.
That's cool.
Spoke-tober. In October.
That's a good start.
Hey.
It's not September.
Yeah, exactly. We're inviting everyone to ride every day, whether you're just, go 1 block or a couple of blocks. It's really more about camaraderie. The emphasis is on wellness. The emphasis is to make it family fun. So
virtually.
Virtually, but listen, you get out there on your bike.
Okay.
It's virtually. I'm sorry, but I think that was Joel, right?
Yeah.
Who said virtually? Okay. Yeah. You know what? So what happens is that you ride your bike, and let's say you go a half a mile or you go a mile, then you have to log your miles. And we total those miles, and we'll have prizes for each mile that everybody rides. So we'll have a raffle. We're going to do prizes.
Okay.
And so you have to be in it to win it. So listen, wrapping up, I'm going to leave my contact information as well as information about Spoketober in the chat. And we're hoping that you can join us as we figure out the new normal.
And send it to Debbie too, because she can circulate it wider to the board. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, so everybody just bear with me. Hello, AJ, I got it. We got you. Frank Fontana, hello. Did you want to say something?
Yes. How's everyone doing?
Good. Thank you.
Hope everybody had a nice summer. Just a couple quick updates, and I'll send it out in the chat. For one, we have a business accessory signage webinar tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So I will send the link right now.
Okay.
You can register through DOB. So any business owner that has an accessory sign, there's been some changes to the law. Anyone that has a business accessory sign, there is a moratorium in place until 2021 where we're not issuing a violation if they don't have a permit for the business sign.
Okay.
So Ed Fortier will be he's from our sign unit. He'll be doing the webinar tomorrow. So I encourage everybody to join. We also sent an email out earlier this morning to community boards and elected officials. As far as DOB, there's been a lot of changes with DOB now. DOB now, a lot of it's expanded their capabilities. So there's a lot of job filings that can be done through DOB now, such as like alteration 1s and 2s. Before it was really just limited to like alteration 3, which is just curb cuts or smaller permits. So they are expanding those capabilities. You can view boiler violations on there now as well as certificate. If you have to file a certificate of correction, before you would have to go down to the DOB office, but now we're allowing people to correct those violations, submit the forms through DOB now.
Mhm.
So like if you are looking up some kind of property, you could always check Biz and check DOB now as well two sites just to see, whatever information you're looking for.
Okay.
And then as far as the COVID, so DOB, as far as our role, what we're playing are if we receive a complaint for indoor dining that someone's violating indoor dining rules, DOB will go out based on 301 complaints like anything else. We'll go out and inspect those locations. And then if any business has, let's say they have a backyard, they don't have any driver or anything, but they have a backyard space and they want to use that for outdoor dining, they can use the outdoor dining without getting a permit. They just can't go over 75 people. Anything over 75 people, if we do receive a complaint through 301, we will go out and inspect the location. So we are temporarily restricting, putting that on hold in terms of getting a permit due to the COVID crisis. So again, up to 75 people in a backyard space. The restaurant itself would act as one means of egress. So as long as they can get out through the restaurant, that acts as a means of egress.
Thank you, Frank.
And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right, we're running kind of late, everybody, so I'm just going through. The chat box is going to be closed, so if you have anything you want to submit to Debbie for the record, please electronically send it to her. Frank, you're the last one. We thank you. Sharon, we have your information. 1 second, let me see. Frank, Jahi Rose, CCRB.
Hello, thank you very much for allowing me to speak. My name is Jahi Rose. I am the Deputy Director of Outreach and Intergovernmental Affairs for the Civilian Complaint Review Board. As for some that may not know, the CCRB is a city agency. Our responsibility is to intake complaints regarding police misconduct. Certain types of complaints we could investigate, mediate, and in some cases, administratively prosecute. I'm here before you today to let you know that the agency is going to be having a special board meeting that's going to be coming up on Thursday. I'm going to put a link in the chat regarding how to gain access to the board meeting. It's going to be taking place on WebEx, and the conversation is surrounded around the newly released draft of the police department's disciplinary matrix. The CCRB would like to respond to the open comment period for that disciplinary matrix, but we want to make sure we collect feedback from the general public. So we sent an email over to the community board. I will put the information inside of the chat regarding the meeting. However, we're just hoping that the community board and their public safety committee may be able to attend, speak, give us some guidance regarding how we should respond to the public comment. And we want to make sure we get as much feedback from the public as well. So as we leave the information with you, we would love for you to be able to pass it on to members of the public as well.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much.
Wonderful day.
Okay, thank you. All right, Marcy Bishop and Matt Signoril are here representing DA McMahon. Rose Francis, this was discussed, Highland Boulevard, we spoke about that. Don DeRosa, New York City Commissioner. Don DeRosa representing New York City Controller's offices in attendance. Agnes Macbeth from Max Rose's office is in attendance. Mike Giannetti, we did vote, you're done. And that completes it. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Chat box is closed. All right, let me just try to get back on my iPad because it's locked. I don't know where we are. Hold on a second. Okay, so that ends the public session. For community board members, do we have any new business that we do want to discuss at this time so we can get it into the record and we can do some research and do our diligence? If anyone has any new business, please tell me now so we can get it in the record. I'm going through the pages, only 3 pages. I don't see anybody jumping up and down that's got to tell us anything. Okay, going once, twice, 3 times. Okay, no new business. Okay, so we'll stick with the old business then for next meeting. Okay, not having any further business, I make a motion to adjourn. Anyone second it?
Second.
I do.
That was fast. Okay. It's like new business. All right, guys, motion to adjourn. The meeting is over. I want to thank everybody, Debbie, and I want to thank Alexandra for the meeting. And we will see you next month. Debbie, thank you. Anything else, Deb?
We got another vote in. Roseanne Clift is opposed to the application for 95 and 105 Ridgeway.
Okay, we're good. We're good to go. All right. Anything else? That's it, guys. Thank you very, very much. We figure out how the hell we get off this thing. Okay.
Stay safe.
All right, guys. Take care. Bye.